Oh, oh!
I didn't know it had fuel in it.
Well, it doesn't even have a cap.
Oh, for frick's sake.
Well, it doesn't now. Is it even fuel though?
I think it's mostly water.
I think so. I can't even smell it.
Well, it's home. If you saw the first part of this, well, of course you've seen the first part of this video because I'm gonna put it right out front. Think of this as a public service announcement video. There's a bit of an elephant in the room, and let me tell you why.
Spilk it?
I'm an idiot.
Well, I mean, when you see it sitting there with the cap off, you don't presume there's fuel in it. The step is, stop. That step is hanging up.
I'm gonna go ask loader guy for help.
Where is that axle gonna go?
I think that should work. Yeah.
Should have done that from the beginning.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I am.
Look how shiny your wheel is though.
Right? I mean, the fuel tank wasn't great, but at least it was a fuel tank.
Well, yeah. A little warning when you're gonna throw stuff, man.
Well, I was watching you. Mostly water anyways. The loaderman said too, because it's been sitting here in the rain, so, and thankfully it doesn't really even smell like diesel, so there might be a little bit of diesel in it.
I'm gonna make lemonade out of lemons and say at least it'll be lighter for unloading.
I think I'll wait for Dad to unload it.
I think so.
Because, you know, we'll use the backhoe with no brakes. Okay.
Still against the frame, isn't it?
Yeah. Against a mud flap hanger.
Oh.
Loosen it off again.
Maybe if you push.
That one went exactly as it's supposed to.
Nice. 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Not bad, not good. I've got it cross-chained so it can't go forward. I got it cross-chained so it can't go backwards. This fuel tank, it was damaged once before, which now it's damaged again thanks to yours truly, but you can see that it was cut and welded, so you know, that's me trying to justify wrecking stuff. But you know what, just goes to show you, when you're in a hurry, don't hurry. And he would have given me a hand to load it. I should have just said yes please, because in the end that's what he did. So when I was loading this truck and I shared the video, you'll notice I cut from getting it up onto the ramp here. I got it up about here, and then I cut away to the truck was loaded. The reason why is I screwed up. That's right, guys, I screwed up. A guy should never get in a hurry. You know, I was trying to load the truck before work, just get in and out. I also should have asked for help right out of the gate, but instead I wanted to use my winch and do it all myself, which in hindsight, I should have just waited. But ultimately, I should have just taken an extra 5 minutes, and I didn't. So yeah, we ended up having a major fuel spill. I don't know how major it was, but it was pretty big. And at the end of the day, I didn't share it in that video because I'm worried about liability, worried about ground reclamation, and of course, fuel spills are a major thing nowadays. Long story short, the fuel spill is all cleaned up. The ground has been dug up that was saturated in the fuel. It's been dealt with by GFL. The ground has been, what do you call it, reclamated or whatever, so it's taken care of. The bad part is it cost me some money. In the end, it ended up costing $6,000 to clean up the spill. And you know what, Ritchie Brothers, we had a good conversation about it. We both could have done some things better, and we just decided to split it 50-50. I certainly accept the blame. You know, they accept some blame as well, I believe. There weren't... Anyways, I'm not going to get all into it, but there was water in the fuel, but I don't know how much. It could have been 5% water and 95% fuel, or it could have been 95% water and 5% fuel. This is where the fuel tank hit. I thought it was here, so I thought, okay, it's gonna skid on the plywood a little bit and it'll be fine, but I should have stopped and looked, because if you look at that, that's kind of like a can opener. And if we look at what I did to the fuel tank, it kind of just peeled her right open. And it ain't very thick. Not that ain't's a word, but it's, yeah. And you can see this fuel tank has been damaged, cut, and then welded. So this is not a factory end cap, I don't believe, but she peeled her right open. And I'll slow the video down a little bit, or at least show it so you can see. I'm winching it on, it hits, it starts to leak. I know there's no way of stopping that leak. We don't have spill kits there, we don't have containment things. So it was a bit of a, you know what, hit it again. And it, of course, made it worse, and it just boosh. I never thought for in a million years there was that much fuel in this thing, but, or water, or what. I mean, obviously it's a fuel tank, so it was fuel and water because it has no cap on it. But let's be real, how much water can get into that cap? So yeah, I screwed up, guys. Take it as a lesson of things not to do. Now, I undid this strap, and if you look at it, you know, I have a little bit of fuel staining on the plywood, but the truck is not, like, it's not all greasy, so there was definitely a large concentration of water in that fuel. But anyways, it's taken care of. My cheap $1,000 truck has now cost me $4,500 because I bid $1,000. By the time taxes and fees and all that came in, It was $1,400.89, call it $1,500 to get the truck. I spent approximately $150 on permits, an overheight permit, an unloaded permit to get to Ritchie Brothers, a loaded permit, as they call laden, to get from Ritchie Brothers back out here. And then I also paid $3,000 to clean up the fuel spill for my portion of it. So I thought about just hiring a tow truck, and it was going to cost $400 plus tax. And Andrew's like, well, let's do it ourselves with Low and Slow, which is true. It was way cheaper, even get the permit, but I screwed up. So don't be like me. Public service announcement. Take a minute, check twice, and don't get in a hurry. So that's what I should have done. I was distracted, and anyways, I kind of peeled the fuel tank open and had a fuel spill. But the good news is it's done, it's cleaned up. They've absolved me of any more responsibility with it, so we're good. And let's face it, that was the biggest thing I was worried about, because Mike versus a large corporation, you know who's gonna lose? It would be me. So anyways, it sucks, but I manned up, I paid for my part, and it's cleaned up. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, be 100% transparent and open. And I screwed up, but and we're looking at this fuel tank, and in all reality, it won't be that hard to you know, a guy could basically hammer that out and get it re-welded, and it'll be good for something. So anyways, enough of that. I think we're going to take and unload this thing. And one of the things that we were talking about, so this rear section is for, well, and I mean, it's a reason why I bought this. This rear section with diffs and suspension, you can see where the frame is broken right there, is for Kenny. And any of you OG guys remember Kenny? I was working on him. We kind of stopped. I wanted to make him into the BG and the Bear truck, but I've been looking for the right suspension for him and rear diffs. Now, what I like about this, and which is what I wanted New Way. I don't like 8-bag. Now, this is 79,000 pound, or pardon me, 78,000 pound suspension, which could be a little bigger than it needs to be, but that's okay. The brake pods don't look that old. The shocks aren't that old. So you can tell that this was serviced before the frame broke. And we can take the frame, you know, cut it up here somewhere, marry it up to Kenny, and we can make it as long or as short as we want to. Now, the one thing that we've been talking about is when we pull this off, I might just repair this frame rail. So the K100s have a 1/4-inch frame rail in them, which really isn't very thick at all. This frame rail is 3/8, and it also has a 1/4-inch insert. So if I make the insert bigger, fix the outside rail, it's going to be way tougher than the original factory frame was. And it's not like we're going to be taking Kenny off-road to do all sorts of crazy off-road things. So yeah, we might just fix it rather than try and find a new rail or re-rail it. But because all the rest of it is good. And when you look at it, we've got good air tanks we can use. This one, of course, somebody broke. Yeah, that's not, I'm thinking, well, no, they're two different size frame brackets for that air tank, which is fairly hokey. But anyways, there's an air tank. And really, the frame is all plumbed. So if we trim it up here, then I can just make that up to Kenny. We've got the fuel tank cross members for the wide strap ones. Now, somebody just hatcheted those off. Of course, we got the doors. These are fiberglass fenders that break all the time on Kenworths. So we can touch them up and sell those. And I'm also going to use this front axle for Kenny. And then it's going to be all hub pilot wheels. So, you know, and I like hub pilot because it's way easier than double nut. And you can get cool wheels like that. So anyways, we're going to get this thing unloaded. Dad's thinking we'll park it here. And then that way it's close to torches and we can peel parts off it as we need it. So that's what we're gonna do.
If I can get my side-by-side going.
Oh, has it got a dead battery?
Yeah.
Oh.
It sat all winter and never killed the battery, and
Maybe you left the light on.
oh, who knows?
Or maybe when you washed it, some water
Who
drained.
knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyways, we'll get it started and
Just you press the button and nothing happens.
unload it. So see, I don't have toys like that, so I don't have that problem.
I probably shouldn't have that toy because I don't really enjoy it as much as I probably should, but
Well, you've had it for a while now too, so
yeah.
all things change with time.
Yeah.
But
Front tire is kind of low. I mean, it bulged a bit.
well, we got her. Might have to invest in a wheel loader, but see, this is what I don't like about these steel braided lines, because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like
No,
those
they're-
ones will.
Yeah. On these older trucks, they're all rusted out and they leak. You won't be able, it won't hold air, but you'll never hear an air leak.
And there's the the broken part of the frame.
But the good part, it's broken right up to here.
Yeah.
So we'll take a zip blade and we'll clean it all out, all the way down. And then just jack it back up to straight. We'll put a straight edge on it and then weld it up.
Sounds like a plan. Almost looks like it had angles right to the up to here. It's got a bit of rust jacking, which they all do anywhere like that. But oh, there's lots of good parts here.
I never even wrapped the cab.
No, we did bend that air breather bracket down, but I don't think the pipe got damaged, so that's
Just unhooked it.
yeah. Just because I could probably use these pipes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And these hooked. Bumper mounts, but not a big deal. Ugh. Yeah, and these other, I mean, that spring is like brand new, so. See about selling some parts.
I'd sell the cab personally. But it's up to you.
With or without doors?
The whole works, just complete. 2,500 bucks.
Well, I need more than that. I was thinking like,
Well, whatever.
yeah.
Whatever you can get.
I don't know. See, I was going to use the air breather for Smokey, but I guess that's not really part of the cab.
No, just take the air bleeders off it.
For $3,000? I don't know. What's a cab worth? Mirror arms, air horns,
Whatever you can get is what they're worth.
it's all intact. I mean, now I need to get, in order to break even, I need $4,500. So I need to sell $4,500 worth of parts. Oh, and if you look at the steering box, it's faded, but it's a TAS 85 147, so it's either rebuilt or brand new, and it's just sun faded. So that's worth some bucks. 500 bucks maybe right there.
Well, you got $1,000 worth of tires, because the tires aren't caps, they're all originals.
Yeah, because these are Bridgestone 919s, which are a really good snow tire.
Yeah.
So
Well, like even
That's a tough-
$250 each.
yeah,
There's 500 and there's 500 at the back, and they're not caps. So there's $1,000 right there.
yeah, right. Oh, we'll get my money out of it. I'll sell these fiberglass T800 fenders.
Well, or leave them with the cab. If you sell the whole cab.
Well, no, I'll sell them separate.
Yeah. I'm gonna try something.
Makes me a little nervous when he says he's going to try something. Inch of the 16th. They're pretty rusty on the inside, so I got a feeling they'll need to be El Torchoed. But
What was that?
I say they're fairly rusty on the threads on the inside, so I think they'll probably have to be torched.
Oh, probably. I'm just curious.
Okay. I'm gonna go put my ramps up.
Oh, I should have done that.
Maybe use a winch. You should have done what?
I think they're 1.25 inches.
Oh. All right. Well, let's go put the ramps up. We'll use the winch, because that's a lot easier than trying to lift these suckers. They're heavy, heavy. I need to modify them a little bit. Well, I could stand to fix the whole deck up, to tell you the truth, so. Anyways. I hooked my chain on each one. Let's see if I can lift them both up at once. Not very positive about it, but maybe. doing this is the angle's all wrong. Definitely gonna have to do some work to these ramps to make it easier. I don't mind winching them up, but I need like a lever to, or put hydraulics on. That would be really nice. But well, another piece of iron in the yard. I got a few projects, but the beauty of this one is this is for Kenny. This is for Kenny. This is what I've been waiting for. You know that? Wow, and this last time this was inspected was in October of 2021. So I guess we know when the break happened. So it's been sitting for 3 years. Just about 2.5 at least. But yeah. Kinda we hung the chain a little, wow, didn't do it quite right, and of course bent that bracket, and thankfully these didn't get bent. I mean, they're pulled out there, but I can still use those. So you know what they say, don't follow my example, learn from my mistakes. I really appreciate the fact that Ritchie Brothers worked with me on that fuel spill. It's a real stinker that it costs $6,000 to clean it up, but at least it's cleaned up and we don't have to worry about the landowner having any issues or any environmental contamination or disasters. But not gonna lie, when it happened, I thought maybe I don't want to do this with all these trucks, but because you know it's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, I love them. And it's a sickness, which I guess is why I'm a truck nut, because, you know, even this big bucket of bolts, there's so many good parts on it that I can use. And when you guys are doing a project like this, you know, you got to save money where you can. And, you know, it's not a big build. So I don't know if I'm proving that anybody can do this or just showing you how I'm doing it anyways. So yeah, doing it to save money. And the beauty of this is, yeah, okay, now it cost me $4,500, but you know what, I've got a new front axle for Kenny, we got pilot hub wheels, we got 2 diffs, they're 46,000 pound diffs, we got heavy new way, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. We might just repair this frame and insert the whole thing. And like I say, if we're going to be taking and adding frame, or pardon me, cutting it up front to put the K100 cab on, then does it really matter? So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, leave a comment down below what you think, and I'm just glad that that's over, and we'll move on. And lesson learned, a big lesson learned. Yeah. And I'm gonna leave low and slow here at Dad's so I can finish the interior maybe one of these days. And I'm almost thinking, you know, this little winch setup is working pretty good, but maybe it would be worth stripping all this deck off and getting it sandblasted and painted. Maybe fix up these ramps. It's a little bit of a hillbilly farmer deck, but it works good. These work good. They're a little on the heavy side, mind you. I could probably stand to lighten those up a bit, but I don't know. What do you think? Or should I just see about getting a new deck that's a little bit lower, maybe a little bit nicer and better? But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's definitely been a good truck though. As long as I don't screw up when I'm operating it. So yeah, you know, there's always that. Remember guys, take care, be cautious, and take your time. And you know, don't have a fuel spill. Learn from my mistakes. Oh, I could laugh or cry, but I'm too old to cry.